Are you finding that people are now more willing to buy Australian-made products?
Yeah, it's been very interesting this year, Danica, to see the developments and the responses to the coronavirus pandemic. It's been measured, actually, that Australians are far more willing this year than ever before to buy Australian-made. Over 90% of Australians have said they'd prefer Australian-made if they're able to find those products. Also, it's been measured internationally as well that the Australian-made logo is actually one of the most well-recognised international branding logos. So there's a huge demand internationally as well for high-quality Australian product.
That's really great to hear because it has been so detrimental to our businesses. What's the feedback that you're getting? What's been the impact of the tariffs?
Look, I think the tariffs have really sort of impacted at a broad level the whole of the Australian economy in different ways. From the consumer level, it's been around demand for Australian goods and also wondering how we can better support Australian businesses. At the business level, we're seeing a lot of activity with Australian business owners looking for ways to diversify their markets locally in Australia, but then also internationally as well, looking for alternate trade partners. And at the government level and the political level, what we're seeing is an opening, if you like, of Australia's foreign trade agreements. So in 2020, more free trade agreements were signed internationally than any other year in Australian history. So there's really a strong push from our political leadership to also help Australia diversify.
And in terms of that diversification process, how long is that expected to take to try and tap into markets that ordinarily Australia may not have looked to in the past?
I think the timeline can happen in two ways. It's actually quite quick if the small businesses and medium-sized businesses develop robust online strategies. We've seen that work really well for countries around the world. And the online sector, online retail and product sales online has absolutely boomed through 2020. It's accelerated and there's a huge amount of growth happening in online retail. For a longer term strategy, I think it's something that really should become a core part of how Australia trades internationally. China by far is the biggest trading partner that we have at the moment. We've learned in 2020 that that's maybe not as healthy as we thought it was. And while that relationship is a good one for Australia, we get a lot of benefit out of our trade with the mining industry and agricultural industry up into China. I think we've realised in 2020 as well that with that comes a degree of risk. The most dangerous number in business is one, having a single customer or a single trading partner or a single product to sell exposes you if those market conditions change. So I think that diversification also is around us looking at different ways to balance our trade internationally.